When the fire dies, so do you. You're not exhausted, you're unmotivated. That heavy feeling isn't from lack of sleep, it's from lack of vision. You wake up and move through the motions: work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. But deep down, your soul is whispering, this isn't it. You've stopped dreaming, you've stopped building, you've stopped believing there's more. No wonder you're tired. You're carrying the weight of unlived potential. But here's the truth. You don't need more rest. You need a reason, a mission, a target, a dream worth bleeding for. When you find that spark again, you won't need motivation. You'll become unstoppable.
The price of a painless life. Comfort feels good now, but it costs you everything later. Your dream? It lives on the other side of resistance. But most people won't get there, not because they aren't talented, not because they didn't want it, but because they chose comfort over discomfort. They chose the couch over the gym, the scroll over the book, the fast food over the long-term plan. And little by little, comfort became their default. But here's the hard truth. You can't grow and stay comfortable at the same time. The life you want requires version 2.0 of you, and that version will never emerge if you keep hiding in the warmth of good enough. Want more? Then be ready to suffer more. Not forever, but long enough to rise.
Your future needs a different you. Your dream isn't just a place you arrive at. It's a test of who you're willing to become. Everyone wants to reach the top, but not everyone wants to train for the climb. The truth is harsh. Your dream doesn't match who you are right now, and that's why you haven't reached it yet. You need more discipline, more resilience, more clarity, more hunger. Not because you're not enough, but because your dream is too important to be handed to a half-ready version of you. That version that hits snooze won't build a legacy. The version that scrolls instead of studies won't break cycles. The version that hides in comfort won't earn respect. Your dream deserves a warrior, not a worrier. So grow, break, rebuild, evolve. Because you can't drag the old you into the new life. And the stronger you become, the closer your vision gets.
Create what you were hoping to find. The world doesn't owe you a seat, but you owe it to yourself to build the space you belong in. You're waiting for recognition, validation, someone to say, "You've got what it takes." But here's the truth. The most powerful people in the world weren't given access, they created it. They didn't wait for permission. They didn't wait to be liked. They built something so loud the world couldn't ignore them. And you can too. Start the brand, write the book, launch the channel, open the mic. Design the life that doesn't need anyone else's green light. Because waiting to be chosen keeps you small. Building your own table makes you unstoppable. And once you do, you won't just sit at it, you'll invite others too. That's how legacies are built.
Success leaves clues in your calendar. The life you want isn't found in some distant event. It's hidden in your calendar, your habits, your hours. Want to know your future? Audit your day. What do you do when you wake up? What do you consume when no one is watching? Where do your minutes go when you're tired? The answer isn't in some miracle. It's in what you repeatedly do without a pause. Because every routine either builds you or breaks you. There's no neutral. The habit of snoozing becomes a year of regret. The habit of learning becomes a decade of growth. Every decision compounds. Every routine writes your future. And here's the truth. Most people don't lack motivation. They lack systems. They rely on feelings, not frameworks. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your routines. So build one that aligns with who you want to become.
You're one skill away from a new life. The most expensive thing in life is ignorance. Not knowing how money works, not knowing how business scales, not knowing how to communicate, negotiate, or create value. These are the reasons people stay stuck. But the good news? You're never stuck permanently. You're just one skill short. One new mindset, one breakthrough lesson, one hard book away from everything changing. You don't need another job. You need another level of understanding. Because income follows insight, and insight comes from intentional learning. The version of you making more money, it's already waiting, but it's on the other side of the knowledge you keep avoiding. Learn with urgency. Grow with intention. Earn with confidence.
Where you feed, you grow. Every second you spend distracted is a second stolen from your dream. Your brain is a battlefield, and every day a war is happening between what matters and what distracts. That one video turns into an hour. That one impulse buy sets your goals back a month. That one harmless habit becomes your new autopilot. Distraction doesn't scream. It whispers, just a little won't hurt, but it always costs more than you think. Meanwhile, focus is starving. Your plan is waiting, your future is getting quieter. You grow what you feed. If you feed distraction, you grow regret. If you feed focus, you grow results. Want a different life? Starve the algorithm. Starve the noise. Starve the lies that tell you later is a good plan. And feed the actions that move the needle, even if no one claps yet. Because one focused hour beats 10 distracted days.
Your health is your foundation. You're not unmotivated. You're just running on fumes. Everyone talks about mindset, about grit, discipline, 5 a.m. hustle. But what about the basics? You can't think clearly when you're sleep deprived. You can't execute when your body's inflamed. You can't lead when you're barely standing. Your goals are heavy, and they need a body that can carry them. Poor sleep kills focus. Poor food kills mood. Constant stress kills creativity. You don't need another motivational quote. You need to hydrate, to move, to breathe. Because your business doesn't grow from willpower. It grows from wellness. You can't build a strong empire from a collapsing foundation. So take care of your body, not because it looks good in photos, but because it's the only home your ambition has.
Exhaustion is not a badge of honor. You don't win by doing more. You win by thinking better. And sleep is what lets you think better. The hustle culture lied to you. They told you sleep was for the weak, that the grind never sleeps, that success means outworking everyone else, even if it means breaking yourself. But the truth is, fatigue makes you average. Sleep makes you dangerous. You don't make smart decisions when your brain is foggy. You don't close deals when your energy is flat. You don't create impact when your body is running on survival mode. Sleep isn't laziness, it's leverage. You don't just recover during sleep. You consolidate memory, balance hormones, rebuild your brain's performance engine. Want to be sharper in meetings? Sleep. Want to react slower to stress? Sleep. Want to make million-dollar choices? Start with 7 hours, not 70 tabs open. In the business world, clarity is power. And nothing fuels clarity like deep rest.
Protect your power source. You don't get paid by the hour. You get paid by the energy you bring to that hour. Let that sink in. 2 people can work the same job, the same hours, but one earns more, grows faster, and builds better, Why? Because they show up with energy, with clarity, with presence, with fire. Your mind is sharper when your body is nourished. Your decisions are wiser when you're rested. Your creativity explodes when you're not buried in digital noise. So why aren't we protecting our energy like it matters? You guard your passwords, you lock your doors, but your energy, the most transferable form of value you own, you give it to junk, to people who don't deserve it, to opinions that don't pay you. Energy is limited. Spend it wisely. Protect your energy like your empire depends on it, because it does.
Discipline starts in the body before it reaches the boardroom. A strong body isn't about appearance. It's about access to clarity, to confidence, to control. We've been sold the idea that fitness is about six-packs and gym selfies. But let's talk truth. A healthy body is the gateway to a focused life. Why? Because when you train the body, you're training discipline. You're choosing pain now for strength later. You're learning to push through resistance. You're learning to breathe when things burn. That resilience doesn't stay in the gym. It shows up in your business. It shows up in your bank account. It shows up in how you handle failure. You can't think clearly when you're constantly tired. You can't lead when your energy crashes every afternoon. You can't dream big when your body feels like a cage. But when your body is strong, your mind sharpens. Your decisions get faster. Your emotions get quieter. Health is not a bonus. It's the base of everything.
Comfort now, consequences later. The future you pay for is built with the decisions you make when no one's watching. That extra hour of sleep feels good. That daily latte tastes great. That series binge numbs your mind just enough. But what's the real cost? Because pleasure today doesn't come free. It usually sends the bill tomorrow in poor health, bad debt, weak focus, and dreams delayed again. You don't lose your future in one big failure. You lose it in tiny compromises, tiny trades between what feels good now and what would have felt right forever. The cost of temporary pleasure is often permanent pain. But there's another path. Save now, invest later, retire with freedom. Sleep now, think clearly, execute with power. Say no now, say yes to your future. This isn't about guilt. It's about awareness. It's about choosing peace over pleasure, purpose over impulse. Because long-term pain whispers, you should have chosen better. But long-term peace says, thank you for not giving up.
Trash in, fog out. What you eat today decides how you think tomorrow. People talk about mindset, focus, discipline, consistency. But none of that works if your brain is in a fog. And that fog often starts with what's on your plate. Let's call it out. Sugary breakfasts that spike and crash. Fried meals that inflame your brain. Energy drinks that fake productivity but rob recovery. You want clean decisions? Fuel a clean system. Because your body isn't just a machine. It's your vehicle through life. And every bite is either helping it run smoother or break down sooner. You don't need a six-pack. You need a brain that works at 4 p.m. like it did at 9 a.m. You need energy that doesn't beg for caffeine. You need focus that doesn't require force. Your future isn't just shaped by goals. It's powered by fuel. Feed it like your dreams depend on it, because they do.
The daily habits that print lifetime dividends. Most people chase wealth and abandon the foundation that sustains it, health. We've been lied to. We think money comes from grinding harder, sleeping less, eating fast, skipping movement because there's no time. But here's the truth. A tired mind makes poor decisions. A bloated body can't lead. A restless soul can't focus. Want to grow your income? Then protect your internal economy first. Move daily, because stagnation is death. Eat smart, because food is focus. Rest well, because recovery is ROI. You're not a machine, but your body powers the machine. And when that machine is well-oiled, sharp, and stable, you print better ideas. You show up with presence. You command the room. Success doesn't start with hustle. It starts with rhythm. And rhythm begins in the body.
Why the rich stay rich. Most people believe if I made 6 figures, life would be better. But here's the secret. Money doesn't fix habits. It magnifies them. A spender at $1,000 a month becomes a broke spender at $10,000 a month. An investor at $100 becomes a millionaire at $10,000 a month. So stop chasing bigger paychecks. Start building wealth routines. Automate savings, invest monthly, avoid lifestyle creep. Because in the end, your future is not defined by your income, but by what you do with it. Main punchline, better income doesn't change you. Better habits do.
A broke mindset can't handle wealth. You're not ready for more if you can't manage what you already have. Everyone wants 6 figures but can't manage 3. Everyone wants to invest but hasn't even saved. Everyone talks about building wealth yet lives in financial chaos. Let's get real. If $1,000 slips through your fingers without accountability, what do you think $10,000 will do? More money isn't the answer. Better habits are. Because every dollar is a test. How you treat the small amounts reveals what you'll do with the big ones. You don't rise to the level of your income, you fall to the level of your systems. So build the systems now. Discipline, tracking, delayed gratification. Mastering $1,000 is not about the money. It's about the character behind it.
The map to freedom. Imagine driving with no GPS, no map, no destination. That's how most people spend money. Blind, directionless. Then they blame the paycheck. But it's not the income. It's the system. A budget is your roadmap. It tells your dollars what you want them to do. Save, invest, build. No more regrets. No more, I thought I had more. Wealth doesn't begin with more money. It begins with better decisions.
Delay pleasure, accelerate wealth. Save like every dollar matters. Invest like every dollar multiplies. Because both are true. When you save like you're broke, you value money differently. You don't waste it. You don't chase status. You don't buy approval. You're not cheap. You're strategic. You're not afraid of spending. You're intentional. And when it's time to invest, you go hard. You don't dabble. You deploy. You put your money into things that grow, not things that fade. The broke mindset spends to feel rich. The wealth mindset saves to become rich. You don't need to impress anyone. You need to outlast everyone. So cook more meals. Skip the trends. Say no for now. Because one day, those quiet sacrifices will turn into loud returns. You save with humility. You invest with vision. You win with time.
Command your army. Imagine every dollar in your account wearing armor, waiting for orders. Some will build assets. Some will guard your emergency fund. Some will fight debt, but only if you lead them. When you ignore your money, you leave your army directionless, and they end up working for someone else. Wealth isn't built by how much you earn, it's built by how well you command what you keep. Track every dollar like it's a soldier, because it is.
$10 tasks versus $10,000 visions. Ever heard someone say, "I don't have time"? Here's what they really mean. They've sold it to Netflix, cheap gigs, errands, distractions. Wealthy people guard their time like treasure. They don't cook every meal. They don't answer every email. They don't chase every opportunity because they know time is the most expensive currency. Every hour wasted on a $10 task could have been used to build a $10,000 future. Want to get rich? Stop selling your time. Start protecting it.
The silent trade-off. It starts small. A new gadget, a trendy outfit, a dinner you couldn't afford. No big deal, right? But these little purchases pile up, and one day you'll wake up and realize the cost wasn't just financial. It was emotional, mental, even spiritual. Because while you were busy chasing wants, you abandoned your needs. You sold your quiet mornings for overtime. You sold your passions for debt payments. You sold your dreams to maintain an image no one even remembers. We don't lose ourselves overnight. We trade ourselves, bit by bit, at checkout. The things you truly value, they're not on sale. They're protected by every no you say today.
Build what pays you back. Every financial choice you make either builds your future or borrows from it. Assets are seeds. You plant them once, they grow forever. Liabilities? They're weeds. You feed them daily, and they choke everything good. It's not just about owning things. It's about owning the right things. That new iPhone you financed? Cool, for a while. But what did it return? Now compare that to a stock that grows, or a course that teaches, or a business that scales. Assets give. Liabilities take. Over time, the gap becomes your reality. You're not behind because you didn't make enough money. You're behind because your money worked against you. Flip the equation. Let your dollars build something. Even $10 can become $1,000 with time and discipline. Start feeding your future before it starves.
Plant the tree, then let it grow. The secret to wealth isn't timing the market. It's time in the market. People keep waiting for the perfect entry, the right trend, the lowest dip. But while they wait, wealth keeps running. Here's what the wealthy understand. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start early and stay in. Every asset, every investment, every opportunity needs one thing more than anything: time. That's how compound growth works. It rewards those who plant early and water consistently, not those who wait with dry hands. You don't wait to buy success. You buy your place in the game and wait for success to come. Because one day, you'll look back and thank yourself not for choosing the perfect moment, but for choosing movement.
Freedom is on sale every day. Every dollar saved isn't just a number. It's a vote for your future self. Most people spend to feel powerful, but the real power is in restraint. When you save money, you're not just being smart. You're reclaiming control. You're building a life where money works for you, not the other way around. Saving is quiet. It doesn't get applause. But one day, it will shout louder than any flex ever could. While others are trapped in monthly payments, you're stacking choice. While others are owned by their lifestyle, you're owning yours. You don't need to make six figures to build freedom. You just need to respect every dollar. Because each one you keep brings you closer to waking up without an alarm clock, closer to saying yes to what matters and no to what doesn't. Freedom isn't built overnight. It's built one quiet, disciplined dollar at a time.
Quiet money moves loud. Flexing liabilities is how the broke stay broke. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. But every time you flash a status symbol you can't afford, you're signaling desperation, not success. A rented lifestyle is just that, rented. It looks good on the outside, but inside, it's chaos, pressure, fear. You think you're impressing people, but most of them aren't watching, and the ones who aren't impressed. Real winners don't flex. They build, they stack, they plan, they invest. You'll never see a truly wealthy person posting daily pictures of their receipts. Why? Because real money doesn't need validation. Stop flexing things that make you poor. Start valuing things that make you free. Knowledge, ownership, time, options. Being rich isn't loud. It's quiet, disciplined, and intentional. The next time you want to flex, ask, is this impressing others or imprisoning me?
The truth behind compound growth. Compound interest isn't a magic trick. It's a reward for boring, consistent action. People want explosive returns, fast money, big jumps, overnight success. But compound interest is quiet. It whispers, and it only answers to those who show up day after day. You have to work the plan, even when no one's watching, even when it feels small, even when your balance barely moves. It's not the big wins that make you wealthy. It's the unseen deposits, the quiet sacrifices, the small contributions, repeated for years. Most people quit because they want visible results fast. But real wealth grows underground, like roots, before it ever breaks the surface. Compound interest doesn't reward speed, it rewards consistency. So don't ask, how much can I earn this month? Ask, how long can I stay consistent while others quit? That's the difference between the broke and the wealthy.
Playing safe is the biggest risk. The stock market is not a gamble, but living paycheck to paycheck your whole life, that's a gamble. Most people don't avoid investing because it's risky. They avoid it because they've never been taught. They fear what they don't know and cling to what feels safe. But safe doesn't build wealth. Safe doesn't beat inflation. Safe is the slow, quiet road to financial struggle. You think investing is risky? Let's redefine risk. Risk is not knowing where your money goes. Risk is not preparing for retirement. Risk is letting your savings rot while inflation climbs. Every day you delay investing is a day your money stays poor. And guess what? You don't need to be a genius. You just need to start. Start small, start now, start with curiosity. Because the more you learn, the less you fear. And the less you fear, the more you earn.
Quiet money moves loud. Flexing liabilities is how the broke stay broke. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. But every time you flash a status symbol you can't afford, you're signaling desperation, not success. A rented lifestyle is just that, rented. It looks good on the outside, but inside, it's chaos, pressure, fear. You think you're impressing people, but most of them aren't watching. And the ones who are, aren't impressed. Real winners don't flex. They build, they stack, they plan, they invest. You'll never see a truly wealthy person posting daily pictures of their receipts. Why? Because real money doesn't need validation. Stop flexing things that make you poor. Start valuing things that make you free. Knowledge, ownership, time, options. Being rich isn't loud. It's quiet, disciplined, and intentional. The next time you want to flex, ask, is this impressing others or imprisoning me?
Mood fades, legacy stays. You can't build a meaningful life on moods. You build it on movement. Feelings are fleeting. They come and go like the weather. But every time you act despite the feeling, you're building something permanent. Discipline means doing the workout after a long day. Discipline means saying no to that purchase after the stress hits. Discipline means sticking to the plan, especially when every part of you wants to quit. The dream you want?
It's built in the moment right after the mood disappears. That exact second when your mind says, let's skip it, and you say, do it anyway. Because every time you follow through, you prove something. You are stronger than your feelings. You are building a future based on choice, not chance. And every act of discipline becomes a brick in your legacy.